Hey guys, welcome to 2017 MCAT preparation, the merit or excellence question section. We're going to be looking at just one question today. It's going to be an excellence question, dealing mainly with exponents. Okay, so basically this type of question we've been asked to figure out what n is. So what we need to do is we need to simplify the left-hand side to a really nice and easy number to work with. So the first step we need to be doing is making all of these bases the same. So at the moment we've got two of the bases that are the same, which is 2, but we've got this 4 here which we need to get rid of. We do know that we can actually write 4 as 2 squared. So the first step I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of that 4 and replace it with 2 squared. So what I then have is 2 to the power of 3n multiplied by 4 is now written as 2 squared, which is raised to the power of n plus 7, divided by 2 to the power of n minus 6. And all this equals 16, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. I'm just going to work through this first. Okay, so the next step I want you guys to do or think about is actually combine these 2 and n plus 7. So remember that if you have something like this, if you have 2 to the power of 4, just an example, to the power of 3, this could be written as 2 to the power of 4 times 3, according to powers of powers. So in this step, I'm going to say 2 to the power of 3n, I'll leave it as it is, but then 2 to the power of 2 multiplied by n plus 7. So it's really important that you put the brackets, because that 2 actually gets multiplied by 7 as well. So in the denominator, nothing changes, we leave everything as it is, 2 to the power of n minus 6. So in the next line, I'm going to expand the brackets, and I'm going to get 2 to the power of 3n multiplied by 2 to the power of 2n plus 7. And the whole thing still divided by 2 to the power of n minus 6. Now, the next thing I want you guys to remember is that if you have something like this, 2 to the power of 4 times 2 to the power of 3, we can say that this is 2 to the power of 4 plus 3. So when we multiply two variables with the same base, we actually add the powers. So in this case, we're going to get 2 to the power of 3n plus 2n plus 7, and the whole thing divided by 2 to the power of n minus 6. Now the numerator can be simplified as 2 to the power of 5n plus 7 divided by, something's not right here. Oh, I just realized, see, I made a mistake. That should not be 7, that should be 14. Not 7, 14. Yep, 14. So you can, as you guys can see, it's very, very easy to make mistakes in this kind of problem. But anyway, let's carry on. So we got 2n minus 6. Okay, so from here, I think the other thing that you guys know about powers of division of exponents is like 2 to the power of 5 over 2 to the power of 3. You could write it as 2 to the power of 5 minus 3. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm actually going to go that power minus that power in the next line. So it's going to look something like this. 2 to the power of 5n plus 14 minus n minus 6. Now, extremely important that you put the n minus 6 in a bracket. The reason being that negative is not just affecting the n, but it's also affecting the negative 6. So when we expand this n minus 6 out of the brackets, we're going to get 2 to the power of 5n plus 14 minus n plus 6. And this can be simplified as 2 to the power of 4n plus 20. Okay, so basically what we've done is we have simplified this really ugly looking equation into this. So what we can say then is 2 to the power of 4n plus 20 equals 16. But I'm still having the problem because on 16 I need to write it as 2 to the power of something, and I know that 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 is 8, multiplied by another 2 is 16. So I can actually say 2 to the power of 4 equals 16, which means I could do this. 2 to the power of 4n plus 20 equals 2 to the power of 4. So from here, because the bases are the same, then we can say that the power must equal this power. So what we then have is 4n plus 20 equals to 4. Rearranging this, we have 4n equals 4 minus 20. And we have 4n equals negative 16. We divide both sides by 4. And what ends up happening is we get an answer of n equals negative 4. And folks, that's what you need for an excellence in this case. Unfortunately, I can't really answer up to which point you get a meriton achieved, but ideally, I think you practice enough of these problems, then you know that you can just work it all the way to the final answer in the end. But yeah, you just got to practice these types of problems. All right, guys, that's basically the question for the day. Just tune in tomorrow. I'll do another question. But apart from that, if you have any questions, pop it in the comments below. And thank you for watching.